Oh, I'm coming out the snake pit for this. King Jareer in your ear. I'm so fit I don't fit in. And this is a chaos edition, not a cave edition. All praise due to Nat Turner, all the rebellions, all the rebellious leaders and teachers that we heard of and we haven't heard of. May the sun burn our enemies. Let's get into this light skin gene, the lighter gene, which is a recent gene. It's a SLC 24A5 recent gene that comes into Africa. Also, it says the gene plays a good color associated with populations in Ethiopia and Tanzania. It is associated with European and Southern Asian population who were known to have ancestry from Southeast Asia and the Middle East. So it could have been carried into Africa from those regions. It arose around 30,000 years ago. So it could, and then they give you a timeline. You wasn't there, you don't have first-hand knowledge, so we know that's preposterous. Let's get it. Again, we look to the map. The SLC is the number 2. You are a recent gene. As soon as we zoom up on your ass, you are a recent gene. Stop the shit. You come in Africa. Recent. SLC is a recent. Again, black people, the ancestral gene is in the Congo. Number 1 ancestral gene in the Congo. There is no damn genes in the South or nowhere in Africa. The Congo. That's Niger Congo. Nothing. Nothing. What happened to the Nilotics? What happened to the Khoisans? What happened to the Kushites? Where's the Nilotics, Khoisans, and Kushites? Oh yeah, it ties back. It would have to tie back to the number 1. So remember, the Nilotic is tied to the number 1. And the Kushite is tying themselves to the Nilotic because they're not tied to a river. So a Kushite is not named after a river nor the Khoisan. But black people is. You got the Niger River, you got the Congo situation. That's both black situation. River to river. You know, Niger, the word Negro comes from the word Niger. Both mean black dealing with the river. West Africa. Let's stop the bull. Also, we see that there's 2 different types of light skin. We have the SLC24A5 light skin gene associated with the Caucasian. Then we got the OCA2 and her C2 gene is associated with light skin that was at highest frequency in the African Sand people, which is the oldest genetic lineage in the world. So they're saying this is the oldest genetic lineage in the world is in the Khoi people, right? Again, we get close to the gene. This is what they say this is in the Khoi. This is the Niger Congo Nilo-Sahara joint in the red. That's the light skin cave, but that's in Khoisan too. We're gonna get to that. So remember, ancestral, you see the MFSD12, that's the black game Nilo-Saharan and Niger Congo. Then you got the OCA2, that's the Khoisan. But then you got this SLC light skin gene, that yellow, boom. Here we have the MFSD12 dark skin gene, ancestral. Yada yada yada, Nilo-Saharan ancestry, dark skin and across sub-Saharan populations, except the San, who tends to have lighter skin. It is associated with South Asian Indian. They talking about the cities. They talking about wide nose and woolly head people. Remember, they slave traded us out. So our slave traded us out. That's the people we are associated with. These are people that has wide nose and woolly head. We cannot be associated with any other people. As kind produces kind. Remember, we are a species of people. Our habitat is rainforest, the equator, the tropical. Oh, we froze a little bit. I don't know where I stopped at, but we from the tropical realm. So it's from the tropics of Cancer to the Capricorn. That's the tropical realm for the tropical people. Wide nose, woolly head, full lips, pronopters. So that's what exposed this desert situation. That's a barren land. That's a desolate, no uninhabitable. So remember we was talking about trading places. That's what the slave trade is about. They was trading black people over to India. Everywhere black people had, they've been trading us off and bringing in Indians and Dravidians and Mongoloids and Aryans, Arabs. Remember, it's called a trade. They're trading places, trading faces. They replaced our wide noses and woolly head with narrow noses and curly head. Remember, the Herodotus say what? India is like East Ethiopia. Herodotus was saying he could distinguish the people from India in Ethiopia. Look at it. And then one time they said the only difference is, okay, these people over here got woolly hair and wide noses. Those ones don't. So remember, they play on the dark skin game. So remember, it's dark-skinned people with wide nose and woolly hair, and it's dark-skinned people with narrow nose and curly hair. That's why you look for the kinky hair. You only look for kinky hair and wide nose people. We only look for people with kinky or woolly hair. That's our hair texture. Kinky and woolly hair. No curly, nothing. Even though you might try to slide a curly hair, that's when you know it's a little mix. Or they just symmetry idyllics. Yeah, we had to get close on the hair texture. Look. Then the other people, they come in with a straight wavy hair. We don't have that hair texture. That's cap. That's why they try to throw in the diversity. Also commonly features kinky or curly. As this hair type is prevalent in hot climates. That's what I'm talking about. These people don't have hot climate hair. Remember, woolly kinky hair is hot climate hair, so why do we see people with wavy, curly, and straight hair in hot climates? That's how you gotta know the cap. Also, look at the malignant croy. Malignant croy means dark-skinned Caucasian. The Kush, the all this, Mizrahim, and Punt, you are in malignant croy, dark-skinned Caucasian territory. Mizrahim and with Punt, you a little Aryan up in there. Aryan, dark-skinned Aryans. So this is a light-skinned Caucasian and a dark-skinned Caucasian. And the word Negro means black, so we see the black is in the middle. The Khoisan is what? Yellow. Then you got the blue men all up in here. The blue men, the red men, the copper, all this crazy numbers and colors and stuff. Green men and shit. It's been a switch out. They done brought goddamn India and Saudi Arabia inside Africa. That's why you look for the features. The noses get narrow. They wearing these turbans like over in Ottoman Empire and India. You look for the narrow noses. Also, the noses are point down on the aquiline tip with the nasal hump, as well as the ears to be poking out bigger. Next to be skinnier and longer, as well as they'll be more lean and skinny. That's called the ectomorph body type. That's a desert body type, I call it. This whole thing is a gillic situation. Also, look for the aquiline nose when the nose is hooked down. So you look for things like ectomorph body type. That's a genetic expression. Lactose persistent, that means the ability to drink milk past childhood. That's a genetic expression that black people do not have. It's common in a lot of white people and Native Americans and Indians, and it's in their culture. Romans, milk drinking culture, milk drinking religions, milk as a reward in paradise and in heaven, and in Hinduism, bunch of milk drinking. Also, look for the desert stories. We're not a desert people, we are a forest people. So remember, they extend the desert, we extend the forest. So we conflict naturally because we have colliding environments, climates, as well as racial problems. You know, Tutsis and Hutus, the Somalis and the Somali Bantus, the black people and the white people. Every time they went into a different racial component. See, what we're not talking about is these are different racial components. These are not different tribes. You are a different race. All of these are of the same Natufian Cushitic cave situation. All you do is look for the turbans and the narrow noses and smaller mouths and smaller lips. They're not pronoptus. The turbans, they can't be in the sun. The SLC light-skin gene, look, fixation in contemporary European population was considered the major genetic dominant for light skin. Look, the Khoisan has an SLC light-skin gene. And remember, they got an old gene and a recent gene. So look, Middle East and Central Asia, look, Khoisans. Look what his light skin gene is. That's all the desert. Every area is a desert. We look at the recent light skin gene, that's the SLC. It's the recent. So remember, Khoisan has this recent ass gene. South Asians and European. We see the same light skin gene in Ethiopia and Somalia. Coming from Europe, Near East, Ethiopia and Somalia. We look for the same map. The whole light skin gene, malignant croy, all the whole SLC, the Khoisan SLC light skin gene, desert. The Kushite, Tutsi, Fulani, Bedouin, Berber, all light skin gene, desert dwellers, arid climate. All light skin gene, nomadic pastoral, ectomorph body type, lactose persistent, are in the desert. Come on, man, I just gave you the alley hoop. And this is King Jareer in your ear. Now this may ruffle some feathers and shake up some haves. Our hair tend to be dry because we're supposed to be in a rainforest environment. We're outside our climate. We're outside our climate. We are creatures of a climate, of a habitat. You understand? You picking up what I'm putting down? You squares? You squares? Hmm.